Then we had, for me, what might have been match of the night, but I'm not sure yet. I'm still
Damn
undecided.
right. Damn right.
We had Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental Champion, taking on Marty Jannetty with Sherri at ringside. And before the match, we were unsure which direction she was going to go in. I loved this match. I thought this
Yeah.
was really good. I don't know if it's their best match that they've had. I need to go back and watch the other matches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know they haven't had too many, but they've certainly had a couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I think that for me, the the video package was so underrated in the sense of that it
mm,
was, you think about this, this is 93. Editing software probably not where it needs to be.
yeah,
They hadn't really nailed down what, like, because I mean now let's face it, the WWE, their video packages are probably one of the best things about them.
oh
They
yeah, it's
can turn
amazing.
like they can turn like these very incoherent, sort of confusing, sometimes very dull feuds into things of beauty because they just understand where to cut, how to shoot, what
Yeah,
music to use. But as simple as this package was, it was very effective because it
agreed.
was just a story of two guys who are in a tag team. They're as good as each other. They're one of the best in the industry, but for some reason, they just can't reach that next level, which causes frustration between the two parties. And the one decides, I'm gonna go off by myself. And then, of course, we get the most famous tag team implosion. And I mean, it's one that they've done multiple times. They did it with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And the kick through the barbershop window. It to this day, like I think that the Mega Powers Explode and then DIY are probably and the Shield are like the four most famous tag team implosions of all time.
agreed.
And then it was the fact that Marty Jannetty was written off television on the basis of that injury. The real reason being, unfortunately, his substance abuse issues and his backstage etiquette, which is once again, unfortunately, a phrase that's going to follow Marty Jannetty around for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
But then he comes back, he gets this absolute hero's welcome. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels has devolved into this character that is just beset on avarice and egoism. He's turned into the, in my opinion, probably the best version of Shawn Michaels. Just the arrogant, sexy boy, like that kind of. He gets the
yeah,
Intercontinental Championship. He's got Sherri Martel on his arm. He's got the weird, but at that time fashionable like outfits. He's a good-looking guy. The world is his oyster. There's only one person that could stop him, and that's his ex-tag partner Marty Jannetty. He comes in. They start having a brawl. Now, before that, he is admiring himself in the mirror. Shawn Michaels, that is, pronouns,
yeah.
pal. He's admiring himself in the mirror when Marty Jannetty storms the ring. And this part still kills me. The fact that Marty Jannetty tries to hit Shawn Michaels and instead clocks Sherri Martel. So now there is this
With a
conflict.
nasty clock as well. That wasn't just that
And
looked nasty.
yeah, yeah. I think what we forget is like Sherri Martel used to wrestle for Vern Gagne in the AWA. She is a tough
Oh yeah,
son of a bitch. She is an amazing wrestler in her own right.
for sure.
I think we forget that because she was such an accomplished manager. And like, I mean, she looks like a star. She looks like an
Yeah,
actor.
agreed,
If Sherri Martel walked in a room, everyone would turn around like, who the hell is this?
agreed.
But she takes a hell of a clock. And now this shows the dissent in the match. And the fact that Sherri Martel going to side with the guy who had good intentions, but she doesn't know all that much about, who clocked her in the head, or is she going to pick the person that she thought she knew, who turns out to be a sniveling little snake who let her get hit in plain sight?
Yeah,
And it is a question. So I think it adds such extra spice to this because you think Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels in their prime, they're gonna have a good match. There's just no way they wouldn't.
hmm
But now you add that sports entertainment element to it.
that's exactly
Hot,
what I was thinking.
hot dog. We got a stew going on here. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
I
good.
agree with you. I love that promo package. It explained absolutely everything you needed to know.
Mm,
Everything from point A to point B. It was perfect. The only slight issue, and again, more Bobby Heenan talk. They cut out the part. of the the where he throws him through
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
window.
yeah.
They cut out the part where Heenan's like he tried to escape through the window, and I'm like, you could have just left that in, just to
Yeah.
please my nostalgia. But
Uh,
other
but
than that,
but
yeah,
I think it just undercuts the overall story because it's the same as like if you look at any of the new packages that they put out of the Undertaker, they now cut the line of his debut where Roddy Piper goes, "Look at the size of that ham hock," because they try and
yeah,
keep it like a little more serious these
agreed.
days.
No, it makes sense,
But
but I
yeah,
just wanted it for myself. So then we get Sherri coming out to the ring in all red, and the crowd is absolutely booing her, clearly because
mm,
her affiliates with Shawn Michaels in the past.
mm.
HBK comes out, that blue Intercontinental Championship. I love it. That it just
So
looks
good.
so good on him. And Sherry's not
Not to
picking any
mention,
sides
yeah.
early on. She's in a neutral corner at this point. We have no idea what she's thinking, but Gorilla does mention it about 25 times on commentary that she has a disdain look for Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. A lot of nuance, like a lot of like kind of, and it's something that the WWE doesn't do very well a lot of the time. It's that thing of she kind of looks this way, but is she going to, but what does she actually feel?
Yeah.
And this match is hell for leather right from the beginning. This isn't one
Yes.
of those, let's start with the lockup and go to a wrist lock. No, these guys hate each other and they start going for each other. And what I love right at the beginning, it just sets the tone of the entire match. Shawn Michaels, being an arrogant little bastard, leans in and says, "Come on, Marty, take your best shot." And he does. And he floors him. First
Yeah.
shot, floors him. And Shawn powders out of the ring. It's like perfect. You've created the characters exactly within
How
the
they
first
should.
couple of moves.
Exactly. A
Yeah.
fiery babyface and an arrogant yet chicken shit heel.
Bingo. And this entire match is basically, I mean, the notes that I've put down for this match is essentially it's the elements of surprise and the elements of opportunity rearing its head. At no point do either of these guys dominate. It's always a case of someone gets a lucky break and they jump on it. Someone gets another
Yeah.
lucky break and they jump on it. Like, and
Literally,
so the
Michaels
yeah,
ends up throwing Jannetty into the ring post, for example, and then he takes advantage of that and he starts targeting the arm of Jannetty. And like you say, there's a lucky break and they take advantage of it.
mm. And everything about this match from here on in becomes Marty Jannetty's arm. And that's what
Yeah,
I love about it. It was this idea of that shoulder gets rammed into the post. Every offensive move after that Shawn Michaels mounts is against that arm or that shoulder. He does an arm DDT. He does the arm into the ring post. He does an arm into like a suplex position. Like he is targeting that arm. He is taking that arm to breakfast. Like
yeah.
it is a proper methodical and smart move. And at some points, like Jannetty is getting bounced around like a pinball and like not in a dominating fashion, but just in a way that Michaels is just capitalizing and being really callous and very calculating in that I am going to dismember and dismantle one part of his body. This is how I'm going to win.
And then, of course, Michaels gets arrogant again, and that allows Jannetty to start fighting back. So it's the perfect
Yeah.
way that you get Jannetty back into this match. Let Shawn Michaels' arrogance of just absolutely dominating this match get in the way, and we get that fight back from Jannetty. And the crowd was hot for his comeback. I will be honest, the
Yeah.
crowd was super hot for his comeback. The story seems to be like you were saying that these men just know each other so well that neither
Yeah.
man can really. Yes, there was moments that say Shawn Michaels was dominating or Marty was dominating, but it's like a lucky break and they take advantage of that. It's not a matter of this person is clearly better than this person.
Yeah. You couldn't look away because
Yeah,
you would think that three things were constantly at play. Is Michael's gonna capitalize? Is Jannetty gonna capitalize? Also, when is Sherri gonna do something? Because she
yes,
would make these little moves and she'd make these little moves and just nothing would happen. Then we get the comeback by Marty Jannetty where he's in the corner. Shawn Michaels goes in for a run. Jannetty drops. Michaels rams into the post. And right after that, Jannetty is a house of fire. He's
yeah,
going at it. But what I loved about it is that he would punch and immediately recoil in pain because it's that shoulder. It's that
yeah.
damaged shoulder. He can't, he's like, damn it. I can't rely on instinct anymore. And that is when we get our surprise.
So
Tell us what
Sherri
happens.
Martel. So there's a moment outside the ring between um, HBK and between Marty Jannetty, and then HBK gets in the face of Sherri Martel a little bit, and that's when she gives him a nice slap. And then
Hmm.
it all breaks loose. Marty Jannetty capitalizes and almost gets the pin after that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not quite there.
yeah. And then that is when Miss Martell enters the ring once again.
Yeah. Um,
And now,
go for it.
yep. No, no, no. You go.
So I was going to say, so then we do get a little bit of a ref bump, am I right? Is it at this point
We
or is the
do.
ref bump later on?
No, no. I think the ref bump is in the next, not the next match, the match after. Oh no, wait.
No, no, no. We got a
No,
ref
no,
bump
there
where
was a
Sherri,
ref bump.
yeah,
You're
then
right. Yeah,
Sherri
yeah.
then gets onto the apron with her shoe in hand. Eventually, she
Yes, yes,
climbs
yes,
into
yes,
the ring,
yes.
and instead of clocking HBK like she was trying to do, she
She
accidentally
clocked
hits
Janetti.
Jannetty. A callback to
Yeah,
obviously her getting hit by Jannetty with the mirror. So it's obvious, like it's a
exactly.
clear callback.
The
Um,
only guy who's supposed to get hit, they just can't get their hands on him. He keeps evading it.
Yeah, and then HBK gets in the face of Sherri in the corner, and you think, please, just don't do it. Don't do what we think you're
Don't
gonna
do it.
do.
Don't do it.
Looks like he's
Don't
about
cross
to
that
do
line.
something. Still, he steps away, lands a super kick, and retains. Or is it a super kick at this point, or is it a Switcher music at this point?
It's just a super kick. He hasn't tuned up the band. It doesn't
It's
have
just a
like the
kick,
pomp and
actually. Like I
circumstance.
don't even think they
I
called it a super kick.
I think like it helps with this one because it's the idea that he gets clocked by the foreign object. I don't know if you've ever been hit by a high heel. I haven't, but it looks painful.
No.
And now once again, psychology. You get hit in the head with a foreign object. You kick someone hard in that spot where you've been hit. It makes sense as a finish. Although I like to think that backstage, him and Scotty are sitting next to each other, and I think that is when Scott Hall goes, the kick is the best thing in your whole arsenal, man. Maybe you should use that as a finisher. Like, I feel like that this was the night. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for the teardrop and it didn't come. But the after the match was a lot more powerful than the match as well, because you realize that the story is continuing.
Yeah.
Sherri Martel goes backstage and she is distraught, she is distressed, she's crying. Shawn Michaels in hot pursuit. He doesn't even do his sexy boy posing and like showing the belt. Grabs the belt, shows it off for a little bit, and then he's straight to the back with a head of steam, wanting to confront Sherri Martel.
Yeah.
He gets the backstage, and before he's able to even communicate with them, Marty Jannetty comes flying in. And this backstage fight really got me because it looked real. Like you think
Agreed.
so much of this era is wacky, goofy nonsense. There's clowns and repo men and Skinner and all this crap.
Yeah.
But this was like two athletes fighting over a woman while five referees and officials like pull them aside in a grungy concrete backstage area. I'm like, there we go, wrestling finally. And it makes us think that this story has got enough juice to last a bit longer. This is not over, not by a long shot.